it's Marissa
and Shauna,
and today's video is going to be
travel life hacks.
So if you guys are like really into traveling, you're gonna take an airplane somewhere or like gonna go someplace cool, maybe for summer or something, then these will hopefully help you guys out.
Well, I feel like these hacks are really good even if you're somebody who has traveled a lot before and think that you know everything, because there's always more to learn, like little tips that you never knew.
Yeah, little things like you never thought of, or like things that can just like make your travel life so much easier, because I feel like sometimes traveling is so stressful because like you're worried about packing everything and like forgetting something. I don't know. So yeah, on to the hacks. I was like, are we doing 2 circles? Okay. So this is a classic one, and it is to tie a bunch of bright ribbons to your bag so that you can easily spot it when it's coming down from the carousel.
And when you have the opportunity to buy luggage, try to buy it in any color other than black, because everyone has a black bag.
Yeah.
So, you know,
pink or red or even like navy blue, like anything but black, because that's the most common.
But even if your bag is a different color than black, I still think tying ribbons on it is good, because sometimes people still have the same suitcase as you, even if it's a weird color. And so it's a good way to tell yours apart.
So I would definitely recommend bringing a scarf on a flight, and I actually prefer a big long infinity scarf, and this is great because you can obviously tie it around your neck. I've also used it as a shawl for like my shoulders when I get cold. You can bunch it up, use it as a pillow. And lastly, this is the way that I use it the most commonly. I actually put it around my eyes and use it as kind of like an eye face mask for when I'm sleeping on flights, just because it blocks out the light and it just gives me a little more privacy.
Oh yeah, I love that. And I also like wearing a hood, because I feel like you can kind of use a hood for similar things. Like it makes you a little bit warmer, and also sometimes you can kind of like pull it down over your eyes and like adjust it to block out the light from people around you.
So this is good if you're traveling with one other person, and it is to consider booking 2 aisle seats, like right across from each other, rather than one aisle and one middle, just because like the middle seat is obviously the worst seat, and you know, even if you rotate with your friend and you sit on the middle on the way back, it's still just annoying having to take a middle seat. Obviously aisles, you get the most leg room, it's the most desirable, and you can still talk to your friend or your family member that's next to you.
Oh yeah, I've done this before. I think it's great. Like just make sure it's in the same row so that you're still next to each other. So you can check into your flight 24 hours before your flight leaves. And you know, obviously check in early. That's really convenient, saves you a lot of time when you get to the airport. But also it's good to check in early because new seats often open up 24 hours before the flight. So even if you already have a seat booked, you can often find an even better seat. And the earlier you are, the better your chances tend to be of getting the best seat. So log in 24 hours before your flight leaves and get a better seat.
So this is one that I always personally do, and it is to try and be first, or to be as close to the front as possible when you get on the plane, because you are gonna have a lot more overhead. People have no courtesy. They will fill up that overhead with everything that they have. There will be nothing left for you, and then you're gonna have to check your bag. It's gonna be annoying, especially if you have electronics in it. It's gonna be just a really big pain. So try and be first. One thing I like to do is just kind of hang out by the gate right where you can go, so that way when they call the, you know, your section number or whatever, you're first on.
Yeah, sometimes you can like sneak into an earlier section, but I've had it before where airlines are like really strict about it, and other times they're more casual about it. But when you see the kinds of carry-on luggage people try to bring on the plane,
it's like crazy. People have like 20 suits and like this and that, and like drum sets and like everything.
People definitely try to take advantage of that overhead space, so I just try to get in there as early as possible to just take my spot.
Yeah. So one good thing is to always carry an empty water bottle through security, or you can carry a flat or foldable water bottle, and this is great to just, once you get in through security, fill it up at a, you know, quick water station, and you're not gonna have to buy $5 water.
Yeah, this is something we always do at the airport, always. Another good tip is, you know, most people carry those stuffed neck pillows, but those can be quite bulky, and what I think actually works better is a turtleneck pillow. It kind of like wraps around your neck. It kind of almost looks like a brace or something, but I'm telling you, it is so much more comfortable. I just found it on Amazon one day and I was like, okay, this is amazing.
So if you're on a plane and you're watching a lot of movies, you're gonna wanna bring a pair of blue light glasses, and especially if it's a really long flight, 10 hours, 6 hours, whatever, you're gonna get through a lot of movies. So blue light glasses are really great because number one, they're not gonna affect your sleep cycle. Number two, I feel like I get a lot less headaches when I wear them. And then also they're just better for your eyesight overall. So these are just great if you're somebody that loves watching movies on airplanes like me.
So when I get on a plane, I'll put my stuff in the overhead and I'll put my stuff in the seat in front of me, but I also like to have a separate little bag filled with my plane essentials, kind of like lip balm, gum, a pen, my blue light glasses, my water bottle, just the things that I'm gonna wanna have next to me at all times, because especially if you're in the window seat, you're not gonna be wanting to go and take things out of your bag during the flight. So it's just good to have something that you can keep with you.
So one good tip is to bring things that are easy to eat, not like soup or something. And snacks that we really love are Cheez-Its, and then obviously chips and stuff. And we actually also really love healthy cookies. We'll have a recipe for you guys or something if you really want. But basically we make these cookies that are really healthy, but they're very filling, almost kind of like a energy bar, but in cookie form.
Oats and nuts and chocolate chips.
Yeah,
and
they're
bananas.
really good. But I feel like it's such a good thing because if you eat one or two, you're gonna be full. So I feel I do feel things like chips and stuff where it doesn't really fill you up actually might not be good, but Cheez-Its are really filling, so eat those Cheez-Its.
And when I'm on a plane, I often like to bring sweet and salty snacks. I like to just make sure I have both bases covered, because if you're craving one or the other, it's just good to
you can bring Trail Mix because that's sweet and salty.
Yeah.
Pick out the little chocolate pieces. It's the best part.
So when you first get to the airport, once you're through security, the first thing you want to do is find your gate. And don't assume that all of the gates are right next to each other, because I remember one time I was looking for gate 15 and I was hanging around by gate 12, 13, 14, and it turns out that gate 15 was all the way on the other side of the airport. So just definitely find your gate first before you go shopping.
So this is one that I really like to do, especially if I have a lot of time in the airport to just look around, and it is to go to the duty-free section and to try on all of the expensive, super overpriced skincare, and then you could also do some spritzes of perfume. And don't try on the makeup, because makeup is not good to wear on airplanes because it really clogs your pores. Airplanes are super commonly known for drying out your skin. Some people even do
recycled air.
Yeah, some people even do face masks and stuff on their planes. But yeah, so just put on lots of moisturizers, lots of serums, oils, just things that are really gonna keep your skin hydrated throughout your flight. And then obviously, of course, the little spritz of perfume, because sometimes people next to you stink. So yeah.
Another thing I really like for planes is having a product that's kind of an all-in-one moisturizer that you can use on your lips, face, and hands. I feel like Aquaphor would be really good. I use something called Lucas Paw Paw. It's just really nice because if you get really dehydrated and your skin is dried out, there's nothing more unpleasant than being stuck with dry lips that are just getting drier and more cracked.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst. I feel like I could handle dry hands on a flight. I could not handle dry lips.
Yeah. So just have that all-purpose product with you.
So sometimes you can pay for seats that have extra leg room, sometimes in the emergency row and stuff, and sometimes it's $40 more or something. So it is definitely more expensive, but I feel like it's a nice treat for yourself, especially if you have a really long flight, because let's be real, first class and business class is so expensive. I feel $300 flight is gonna cost $2,000 for first class. So it can be nice to just treat yourself with that extra leg room, especially if you're somebody that gets really fidgety like me.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's a nice small way to kind of feel a little bit more luxurious on the plane, like, ooh, I have this extra legroom.
My legroom.
Especially if your flight gets delayed and you're like sitting on the tarmac, you're gonna be so happy you did that.
Yeah.
So bring food, even if you're not hungry and you don't think you'll be. Even if it's a short flight, always bring food, because you never know if you're gonna get stuck on the plane and you're gonna have to be sitting there for hours. I would also say be mindful of how much you drink. I've noticed that on planes, after they serve food, about like 20 minutes after,
Or drinks.
Yeah, food or drink, but mainly with meals, I find like everyone's going to the bathroom like 20 minutes after, and like the bathroom line is crowded, it's stinky, like it's dirty.
You have to stand and like wait, and then sometimes you go to get in line and then it's like the seatbelt sign comes on, you have to go back to your seat, which is really annoying, especially when you really have to go.
Yeah, like I try to just not drink too much on planes. I know that this is hard when it's like a really long flight
and you want to stay hydrated.
You want to stay hydrated, but just like I just hate those airplane bathrooms. Yeah. So I don't know. I try to be a little bit mindful of like when I'm drinking.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching our travel life hacks. Comment down below where you guys want to visit. I really want to visit India or Africa.
Ooh.
Yeah, like a cool African safari.
I want to go to India.
Yeah, I want to go to India.
I want to see the Taj Mahal, and I want to go to Rishikesh.
Ooh. So yeah, comment that down below, and I hope this video helped you guys out. Give it a thumbs up if you guys want to travel somewhere cool, and subscribe if you're not already. And we love you guys. Mwah. Big kiss, and bye guys.